Meanwhile, some on Capitol Hill believe President Obama requires congressional approval before taking any military action against Libya. Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron has that part of the story.
Before the president's remarks, he invited lawmakers to a classified White House briefing on U.S. military participation in the Libyan no-fly zone. The Republican chairman of the House Intelligence Committee says prior congressional approval is not needed for the action because the U.S. role will only be supportive.
If this is going to go long, if there's going to be a mission change, I think he has the obligation to come back to Congress and get an affirmative vote.
But many Democrats say committing any U.S. military to overseas action without prior congressional approval is at odds with the Constitution, federal law, and the president's own past positions. The Constitution gives Congress power over funding any government operation, including military. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution specifically gives Congress the authority to declare war. And the 1973 War Powers Act requires the president to consult and report to Congress before involving U.S. forces in overseas hostilities. A memo circulating on Capitol Hill notes that as a candidate for president in 2007, Mr. Obama told the Boston Globe, quote, "The president does not have power under the Constitution to unilaterally authorize a military attack in a situation that does not involve stopping an actual or imminent threat to the nation." In November of 2007, then-Senator Obama was the author of a resolution prohibiting President George W. Bush from using force against Iran without congressional approval. Then-Senator Joe Biden, now the vice president, chaired the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and agreed that President Bush, quote, "does need congressional authority to do that. I just want to set that marker." Derided by conservatives as an internationalist who downplays American exceptionalism and took a worldwide apology tour after becoming commander-in-chief, Mr. Obama has now sought and won approval for a no-fly zone from the United Nations, before even asking the U.S. Congress. Liberal Democrats, including New York's Gerald Nadler and Ohio's Dennis Kucinich, who ran against Obama for president in 2008, says a no-fly zone is an act of war that, in order to be legal, must have approval from Congress, not an international body.
And I maintain he cannot do that unless he goes to Congress, and not just the leaders of Congress, but a vote by the entire Congress.
There are no plans for Congress to vote on U.S. involvement in the UN mission. Congress is actually on vacation for the next week. A request by Kucinich and others that members be called back into session, an emergency session, to take a vote, goes nowhere, at least for now. Brett?
All right, Carl, thank you.